asked this to a lot of business owners, and I asked them, why have you started a business? Yep. Very simple question. Why have you become a business owner?
Joining me on the call today, I've got Nichols, a very interesting man with a very interesting story. So welcome to the call, Con.
Thank you, David, and thank you for the opportunity.
What piqued my interest is you actually have sitting beside you a suitcase. Can you show everyone on the call the suitcase?
Definitely. I'm a very visual man. This is how everything began, with a suitcase full of dreams, full of goals, and literally came to a country unknown, came to a country with no money, no suitcase, not anywhere to live, more or less. And we co-shared our property with another 14 other people, including my family. And look, it was a struggle. Yes, it was hard, it was tough. And it was at the age of 11-year-old. And at the age of 18, I purchased my first home. And it wasn't easy. It was very tough and hard. And by the way, David, I did file year 10. So it doesn't mean if you file, it makes you a failure. It gets you more determined, it gets you more keener.
Our audience are small business owners, and a lot of them are starting from scratch. Some of them have been established for a number of years, but they're being hit pretty hard by the economy right now. And you've got this experience of coming to this country. What year did you come into Australia?
1974, April 1974.
So you must have been like, what, 10 years old or something?
11-year-old kid.
And 7 years later, you bought your first house.
Correct.
Anyone who's got an excuse of I'm too young and I really don't know what I'm doing, I think you've just flushed that down the toilet, huh?
Not only that as well, Duke. Yes, I've done a lot of cleaning work. I did a waitering job. And remember, there's a way you can create wealth, providing you've got a roadmap. What do you want to achieve in life?
Yeah. So tell me, what would you be suggesting? Business owners who are feeling the pinch right now with the economy, what would you be saying to them?
The goal of yesterday is your starting point tomorrow.
Yeah.
Get up, make it, let's call it like the way, let's use a particular terminology we use very popular these days. Let's use the roadmap, because I've seen it being popped up quite often during the COVID now. Yeah. So you got to create a roadmap of your life, of your business. What do you want to achieve? And by the way, David, it's really surprising. I asked this to a lot of business owners, and I asked them, why have you started a business? Very simple question. Why have you become a business owner? And it's quite interesting. People say, oh, for the lifestyle, oh, for the money, oh, for a lot of garbage, in a very point sense. And the reason why, how can it be time when you're going to work 60, 70 hours a week? And we all know the majority of the business, the first couple of years, I think about 85% are going to go broke. So don't tell me it's for the lifestyle, it's for the money and all the glory. Because remember something, it's hard. And I tell you why, David, I've realized that the majority of people that want to start their own business, there's one answer.
What is it?
They're looking for a job. So for them, it's an escape. Maybe they get a job. Maybe they're not happy with the job that they're doing at the moment. So they find an excuse, let's open a business. And unfortunately, a lot of them, they're going to go out there and literally spend all the money on various things and find out that 2 years later, they've lost everything and they started back from.
I want to touch on a few things you've said, right? Because I ask this question every time I meet a group of business owners as well. And the answers I get are for the lifestyle, for the money. And then I ask those people who've been in business more than 5 years, what's the truth? And the truth is you're going to work harder than ever before for less money than ever before. And then you said something interesting, and you said that the majority of people's reason people start a business is because they can't get a job. And so really it's a forced decision. And at that point in time, they're going, well, I haven't got any choice, so now I've got to do this. But there's still a big difference between where you are today and where most people in business are after, say, 10 or 20 years. And I think that's the thing I want to tune in on, is what was the difference between you and every other person that was forced to start a business?
We all know that it's very important to set down a roadmap or a goal, how you want to establish it, what kind of business actually you want to get out of it, in other words. And also, have you got an exit clause? Because let's say that, let's be honest, when we started business and I was 20-year-old, and 20 to 30, I had the energy, I was younger, I did those long hours and sleepless nights, and I gave myself 150% effort. But the older you become, let's be realistic. Obviously, if you're going to be 40s or 50s or 60s, you haven't got the same energy as you were 20 or 30. And this is something that people don't realize. It's reality's got to kick in. Let's be real. Let's create something that can be achievable. And you know what? You go for it. And the funny part is, I know it sounds very weird, but did you know when and which day and what time people have the most heart attacks in their lives?
Yeah.
Monday morning between 8 and 9. Because you know why, David? They're going to a job or they're going to go something they don't enjoy, they don't want to do. And they have forced themselves to do something, it's out of the comfort zone.
Yeah.
Stress kicks in. And the funny part is, David, we all know, unless you enjoy what you're doing, it won't work. You won't put the extra effort. You won't put your resources to go into gear, to, in the next level.
So really what you're saying is if you're in business, you better love what you're doing or get out.
100%.
Yeah.
Or otherwise, find something else that you actually enjoy and go for it.
Yeah.
You know, if it's a particular job you enjoy or a particular task you're skillful for, develop it. Because at the end of the day, if you develop something, you actually create yourself more value. You are creating more value for yourself.
Yeah.
That means later on, you can put something in your business because you already know the know-how, the knowledge.
Yeah, got it. So Con, you sound like a very motivated guy, but I'm curious, what's the best piece of business advice you've ever received?
That was back many decades ago when I started my business back then. There was one of my original mentors, my original boss, Gary, rest his soul. And he said to me, young Con, in business, you gotta make sure you go for it. Yes, you might not succeed. Yes, you might fail, but very important, learn from your mistakes. If you learn from your mistakes that you've done early on and fine tune it, it's gonna be the massive asset moving forward.
Yeah. So literally just going for it. You've said it about 5 times. So I get that's one of your things, right? Do what you make mistakes, learn from them, put them in the system, 100%. And then you will be successful.
David, I'll give you an example. Look, the last couple of 3 years, for example, I lost 85 kilos. You know what I mean? And people really say, what? You've lost 85 kilos? Yes, I have. But hold on, Con. We haven't got the money to go to the gyms and we haven't got the time to do this or that. And I tell them very simple. You don't need money. You don't need you don't need all this fancy equipment. You need to compete with yourself. Can you give yourself 10 minutes every morning? You got to create your rituals. You got to create something that actually every single day you're going to follow. You're not going to change it. And as soon as you create your rituals or your system, it doesn't matter if it's your own health or your business, you'll be surprised how things shift for your better.
Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic.
You might see I'm crazy, David, but you know what? I don't have time to go out because we're not allowed. So what I do, David, very simple. I don't mind, for example, getting my little boy and I keep jumping up and I get my daily routine, you know what I mean? So there's no excuse, you know what I mean? So don't give me these things, we can't go out because of COVID and so on. Find a way to do it. So that's what I do. That's how I roll.
Yeah.
You know what? It only takes 5-10 minutes. Get the blood pumping. The more oxygen you give your brain, the more better you're going to be. And you live longer, by the way.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm going to have to wind you up because we could go for hours. But if you're going to leave everybody on the call with one piece of advice, just one piece of advice, what would it be, Con?
Be yourself, be real, be authentic. And you know what? Give it a go.
Yeah.
Give it a go because you must believe yourself. You come number one, not the guy next door or the other guy. And very, very important, David, the most important thing is you got to love who you are.
Yeah, fantastic. Con, thanks so much for your time. Bundle of energy. Really appreciate your input today. So thank you.
Thank you, David, for the opportunity. Thank you.